Welcome.
Bud Light's never tasted so good, guys.
I'm drinking Miller Lite. I just don't feel like this is the intro, dude. This is not it, is it?
Not it.
It's just,
Do you want more energy?
I want more energy. This is like way too.
Do you want to make a running introduction change? Okay, yeah, this is the intro.
This is what I was trying to get to.
Yeah, this is good.
I found this on Instagram.
I bet you did.
Yeah, I was just scrolling and then just like, there's a little Jewish baby and he was making sounds. This like gets me excited, doesn't it?
This is fun.
Right,
I like this.
Okay, all right, okay, enough of that. Welcome, everyone.
Hey, guys.
A Bud Light podcast.
This episode of Timmons Podcast brought to you by Bud Light. Sales are so bad, they're sponsoring podcasts now. Yeah.
Yeah. Number one beer in the world. And now.
I was going to say Timmons Podcast. I was going to say sponsoring Timmons Podcast now.
100%.
I don't want to do the disservice to your podcast. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's funny. We hated Bud Light before it was even cool to hate Bud Light.
Yeah, we've never liked Bud Light because it's mainstream.
Yeah, we've liked hams for a long time. That's what we're drinking.
Hams, Rolling Rock,
Killian's.
Yeah.
That was the first beer I ever really drank was Killian's.
Okay, I remember that.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. That's a classic.
PBR
all the time.
All the alt beers. I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know if those are alt beers, but
Craft brews.
Coors.
We liked our beers brewed by transgenders before it was cool. Founders, Bell's, Goshen Brew Co. I love that stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. I know. I was thinking about that. I mean, people get so mad, but it's like go to any other brewery. Like you go to Founders. I went to Bell's.
Yeah.
There's not a straight person there.
Look who's serving you.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't tell the gender. It's okay. The beer's good. It's not that big of a deal.
Hey, never mind.
Say it.
Hey guys, my name's Lincoln.
Yeah, welcome.
I don't. Most of you.
Everyone knows who you are.
No one knows who I am anymore.
Better.
It's okay. Timmons Podcast has gotten so good lately. I think.
Yeah, it's been great.
You've been putting out the episodes.
I've been pumping them out. I got a system, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Got the system and it's going. Got the reach. It's all about consistency, I think. That's what I keep telling myself. We'll see someday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's moving.
Nice.
What's been really fun is to watch family members who only drank Bud Light all my life for the past 31 years of my existence. I've watched them drink Bud Light. I remember coming right out of the womb and seeing my uncle with a Bud Light in his hand, and seeing him completely change up and be like, "Yeah, Yingling's not too bad." I've never had this Yingling stuff before.
Objectively, it's better beer than Bud Light.
Yeah, 100%. I've really enjoyed that, just the kind of switch there. I'm like,
man, so many people are not drinking bad beer right now.
It's great.
They're just drinking other bad beer instead.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I mean, it's not about.
Yeah. Have I lately Googled, does Bud Light own, followed by
this
insert beer brand? Yeah. To avoid Bud Light beer?
Yeah.
Or give it a money? I have a little bit, I think.
Yeah. You know who I'm watching buy Bud Light?
Who?
In the liquor stores when I'm there?
Who?
They don't care. They're not plugged in. The hombres around here, dude. They don't even know. They don't care. They're just going in and buying the beer that gets them through their Modelos, their Cervezas. Like, I want to be like them.
And just not care.
I just don't even. Well, the algorithm's not hitting them like it is my uncles. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not plugged in the same way where it's not. Like, that's the level I want to be at where whatever's happening in the world, I'm oblivious. I want to get there because whoever is pulling the strings just got 30% of Bud Light pulled down. You know what I mean? They're pulling the strings. People know about it. It's the biggest thing.
I don't. I'll I don't know if that was an intentional move to bring Bud Light down.
Oh.
I don't think so. I think it was a horrible misstep, like a big misread.
I think it was a misstep, and then someone's like, hey, we're doing something real bad right now. Let's shine the spotlight on Bud Light. They can take the hit. Just over there. That's what I think.
Yeah, the game's changing, though. Twitter is more addictive than ever.
I love Twitter.
It's, man, what a place these days.
I love Twitter.
I know we talked about it last time we podcasted, but did not release it. Had a little too much fun, guys.
Yeah.
That was St. Patrick's Day, so it's been a little while.
Yeah. We're almost in June. 3 months later.
3 months later, we're back podcasting.
Yeah, that got a little wild. We were definitely drinking Bud Light then too, so that happens.
Yeah. Subscribe to Timon's podcast OnlyFans if you want to catch that episode.
Yeah, I thought about that. I thought about
premium,
like the
content.
things where I don't feel comfortable just publicly blasting it, because some of the stuff I said, I'll take it. You guys were fine. What I said, just I don't want anyone to know unless you.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
What you?
Oh, I'll share it with you later.
Talked about.
Yeah.
I
had a little bit of
think I
this,
actually do.
and a little bit of
Right.
to the you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah. Rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's why Republicans hate me. You know what I'm saying? So,
Do they?
dude, Lincoln, how's it going, brother?
Oh man, yeah. It's things are fine.
Yeah.
Life's busy.
Yeah.
Gets weirder and more unexpected the further I go down the road. You know, it's.
Dude, it's weird.
You're talking about like being unplugged, and just like oblivious a little bit. You got to move to the country.
Is that?
That's the way to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you'll just like leave your phone inside and then go out and work all afternoon or all evening outside.
Yeah.
You just don't even look at it for hours. Mowing the yard. I don't know. Being out in the sun.
Yeah. Feet in the grass.
Feet in the shoes in the grass.
Yeah.
You know.
You got snakes where you're at.
Got snakes.
Do you really? Have you seen any? I'm sure they're there.
We saw a turkey
Okay.
two nights ago. Walk
slithering liars.
walk up into our yard and hang out while we were outside 20 feet away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Benjamin Franklin once said that should be the bird of America.
I thought, hey, that's a free meal.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you allowed to shoot animals on your property
I
off
think
season?
in the country,
He looked kind of small.
No one cares.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of people do whatever they want in the country.
It's true. You can do whatever you want in the
You
country.
can take 3 cases of Bud Light and pull out a machine gun and gun it down.
Yeah. But that's still giving Bud Light money. How do you steal Bud Light?
Yeah.
Do you just have it?
Yeah.
You already have it and you're like, I'm not going to drink this. I'm going to shoot it.
Yeah.
But they already have your money. Why do they care if you drink it or shoot it?
Right.
They don't.
But your statement then makes you popular, and you can now be the next president of the United States because your one machine gun shooting Bud Light video got 17 million views.
That's the direction we're headed.
I know.
Internet celebrities being the next wave of politicians.
I know.
Because the next wave of like political leaders is not coming out of politics. It's going to come from the internet, which is
I love dude,
fun.
I'm a fan. Yeah, I knew. At least we know their origin story.
Maybe.
As opposed to like some of these politicians, you don't know their origin story.
Yeah.
How'd you get here?
Right.
How many strokes did you get here?
They've been here this whole time.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. 700 years.
Mm-hmm.
Lizard people, dude. The more and more
They
I
just
think
change
about
their
it-
skin. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out one in the other.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Country living, man. I need to get there. I've been thinking about that too. I was not that I'm searching for property, but I was doing some research on property.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. And I'm like, wow, where's the closest Walmart to this place? Not that I ever go to Walmart. I just wanted to know.
Mm-hmm.
30 minutes. I'm like, that's pretty nice. You know?
We're 10 minutes away from things. It's inconvenient. 10 minutes is far enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's further than you think.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hassle coming back to town after I've gone home for the
Yeah,
day.
because you've been past it. I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that. Shoot, I was supposed to get coffee today. I just thought of that.
Oh, man. You're not going to have coffee in the
I'm
morning.
gonna have a rough morning tomorrow.
When did you start drinking coffee again?
I know. Yeah. I flirted with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you understand, but when you flirt with something, it's a dark road. of golden deliciousness that you just hit in the morning.
Yeah.
And eventually, next thing you know, 2 cups of coffee in the morning. It's my ritual. Actually, my ritual recently has been drink a cup of water, 16 ounces, boom, to the face, walk outside before I do anything and look right at the sun, blind myself for a bit, and then walk back inside.
I've been thinking about going outside first thing in the morning.
It's kind of nice.
Right away. Like first thing, roll my alarm, turn my alarm off, walk outside.
Well, I look at my phone, I'm like, I can't be doing this. I throw my phone down, I hit that water hard, like just down it. And I feel my whole body coming alive at that point. And I walk out barefoot, feet in the grass, just grip the grass.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're flying at 1 billion miles an hour. I'm going to look at this thing called the sun and just be like, okay, what's going on?
If you move out to the country, you don't have to put clothes on to do that.
I'll put clothes on now, dude.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Your neighbors
Are good friends.
Sure.
Yeah.
I bet they are.
We're real tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they see way too much. The nice thing is they're all at work by the time I get
Okay.
Yeah, it's just it's nice. So yeah, that's a good move. That's been my thing I've been doing for the past about now 3 or 4 weeks, and it's been nice. I actually feel like I get tired more easily at night because of that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I've been doing the slightly not hot ending to the shower in the morning where you turn on and hang out in the cold water for a few moments.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't call the water I'm dealing with cold yet. It's just a little cool. Yeah. On the face, on the palms, on the feet,
Oh, yeah.
Just, it helps.
I crank it down cold, bro.
Maybe.
That's the way to do it.
Maybe. I'll get there someday.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
It's a process.
It's a lukewarm.
We gotta grow.
Cold,
we gotta grow.
Boil slowly so the.
I would say it's cool. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's cold. I wouldn't say it's lukewarm. It's like cool. It's like if it was a glass of water, you'd drink it, but it wouldn't be quite as cold as you want it to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If it was really hot out, it would feel really cold.
Right. Right. That makes sense. Well, you're working you that way. That's a good thing. You got goals.
Yeah.
What's your morning ritual?
I wake up, I turn my alarm off, I take a shower, I make coffee sometimes. Sometimes my wife makes me coffee.
Nice.
Most times my wife makes me coffee.
Nice.
Which is nice. I put my work clothes on, put my work boots on, I go to work.
Nice.
I start my car, I come back inside, I get my coffee.
Yeah.
I go to work.
Nice.
It's chill. It's not anything special.
Yeah, real kind of ease into the day. Yeah, that's really nice. I used to wake up and then just go right to work. And I didn't like myself then. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I like not being tired when I drive to work. Like, still asleep tired.
Yeah.
I like being, like, alert. Too many Amish people ride bikes on my road. And they're hard to see sometimes. So you got to be ready.
It's a liability right there. Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Covering yourself with protection by being awake before you start driving.
Yeah, plus 3 of the roads around me are closed. And so all that traffic is routed up and down my road.
Is that annoying?
Yeah, it is. Usually no one drives up and down our road.
And now it's everyone.
Now it's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And a lot of horses and buggies. So like around 4 o'clock, 4:15,
it's
pretty
wild.
rough.
Yeah.
Because it'll be a couple buggies. My road has some hills. And then like 10 cars behind them.
Oh, God.
All trying to figure it out together.
Yeah. And the guy that's the fourth one behind the first car is like, I'm done. I'm going to get around all of you guys. And you're
Yeah,
like,
people do that. I did something I wasn't proud of the other day.
Tell me about it.
There was an SUV passing a horse and buggy at a really bad time. So much so that they nearly hit incoming traffic, which was the car in front of me. So the horse and buggy, they're coming towards me. The SUV behind the horse and buggy. They go to pass the horse and buggy. They nearly hit the car in front of me.
Oh, gosh.
Right? They just bad time to pass a car. This car in front of me, almost bad time to pass horse and buggy.
Yeah.
This car in front of me, almost hit him. And so like they're right there going past me. And sometimes you'll like just kind of like jerk your steering wheel a little bit to kind of pop your car over and back real quick.
Yeah.
So I did that. except it turned out to be way more aggressive than I intended. So I really let them know that they did a bad thing by in turn doing a bad thing.
Right.
So I got a little road ragey because it's like they almost hit the car in front of me or the horse and buggy. They were trying to.
Yeah.
And someone just died in a horse and buggy accident on 19.
Way.
Yeah.
No
around
way.
Napanee. Yeah. Yeah. This truck just hit him from behind, just destroyed. Yeah. This lady died.
God.
It's like, you can pass them, just chill, wait a second. Same thing with cyclists. Like, you get around them, just chill for a second.
It's not too hard.
I'll be fine.
I
You're
had
not in that much of a rush.
I had some road rage the other day too.
Yeah?
Literally yesterday. Okay. So I'm pulling up. I'm coming from Napanee. I'm pulling up on 119 to 17. So it's the big major bypass. And I see on the other side of 17 a ambulance, a fire truck, and some other sirens zooming, probably heading right to that car crash, that buggy crash that you were talking about.
It was on Friday.
Okay,
Last Friday morning.
Wasn't that then?
Okay.
So they're heading that way. I see them. I'm like, okay. So I, instead of getting to the light, I just pull because I'm like, are they going to come straight? Are they going to turn? What are they going to do?
Yeah, you don't know.
So I'm chilling. I'm probably 60 feet away from the light. So I'm not super far away from
Right there by that house, there's a little church there. Right there.
Just chilling. And so I'm chilling. I see a tractor with a trailer behind me is zooming. I'm like, okay. He comes flying right behind me. The ambulance goes past. I see the fire truck coming. And he then goes into the left lane. I'm like, okay, so he's going to turn left. He does a whole turn around me and then goes right in front of the fire truck and keeps raging. And I never wanted to slash someone's tires as bad as I did right then.
Yeah.
I was not happy.
Those farmers on that road are a little entitled with their farm equipment on the road.
They're like, listen.
Like, I'm going to drive you and you're going to wait for me. It's like, I don't think so.
That's not how it's done. He swerved around me and then cut off a fire truck to get to wherever he was going.
With its lights on and sirens on and stuff, right?
He was like, the way he came around me, he's like, you're so dumb. Why are you stopped? And I'm like, bruh. And then he's like, well, screw him too. And I'm like, I have
Goes
never.
right in front of him.
I was about to go off course and go right next to him and then do a little, what you were going to do, swerve into his tractor and let him know that his corn is not that important.
Pass him, cut him off way too close. Slow him down. Like, I'm going to turn my hazards on and drive 10 miles an hour so you know how it feels.
I'm so angry.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I am doing the right thing, and you are endangering me and then cutting off a fire truck.
Right. You're growing genetically modified Monsanto product.
Yeah.
We're not friends, dude.
Yeah. You're definitely a white supremacist. I've thought it. I knew it.
Right.
That's where I'm at.
You're trying to steal city bikes from underprivileged minors after they paid for them specifically. Yeah, you're the problem.
You're the problem. Oh gosh. Anyways, it's I'm glad we're both road raging together. It's good to know. It's good to know that.
Yeah, sometimes you have to drive your car like it's a weapon.
Yeah. It's called offensive driving. I learned it.
Offensive driving.
Yeah, you got the shield of faith and the sword of the car.
Yeah. Airbags, dude.
Yeah.
You heard of them?
Yeah, they're armor. Yeah, exactly. It's sharper than a two-edged Ford.
Yeah. Sharper than two Ford Edges.
Yeah, exactly.
Those cars are terrible.
Those cars are rough, dude. So, yeah, no, I'm drinking coffee. I am back to it. It's what it is. So, it's
Do you think the coffee is related to your road rage?
I think the caffeine definitely gets me hopped up a bit. You know, I do enjoy it. So I have a cutoff. I don't drink coffee past 12.
Smart.
The reason why I stopped was like I would feel like acidity in my organs. I don't know where it was, esophagus maybe. So I've stopped. I stopped for a long time, but now that caffeine's nice. It's not the first thing I go to. I have control. Water first, sunlight, then a little bit of that liquid gold, you know.
I haven't stopped drinking coffee. I've been drinking coffee this whole time.
Yeah.
The whole time, this whole time. The only time I stop is when we don't have any. Yeah. And I don't drink it.
Yeah.
The other day, I was having a bad day at work, so I got 2 Monsters, classic Lincoln move.
Yeah, the white ones.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It was great. It was fine. Haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
It was all right.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I didn't love it.
Do you feel weird afterwards? Like just a little?
It makes my jaw clench really, really hard.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I chomping so hard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that too. And then you're like, why am I awake at 12 still?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
It doesn't, I haven't done it late enough at night for it to screw me like that.
hit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I also drink coffee. I don't drink coffee past about 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
By 10, I'm pretty much done with coffee.
Because if I'm
on to water at that point.
That's good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's smart. You know what else I've been doing that I've really enjoyed?
Cocaine.
Yeah.
Probably not. No? Okay, good.
Nah, and
I'd be scared if you were doing coke.
Yeah, especially now with all the people who are dying from all that stuff, fentanyl and all the things that are in there. Dude, I saw this this a little side tangent. This girl that I matched with on Tinder way back in the day. So I grew up with her. Mm-hmm. We were in this is such an Indiana thing to do, shooting sports at the 4-H fair.
Yes.
We learned how to shoot guns well, so I've got great precision.
Precise.
I'm precise. And we were precise together. And so we were friends, matched on Tinder a long time ago. I chatted with her a bit, saw her at Chili's one time. And I saw her in a database recently, and I was like, oh, I wonder what she's up to. Go on.
Wait, a database?
Yeah, I was cleaning up a database. And
okay.
She was there.
Sure.
Okay. You know how that is.
I don't, but I'm going to stop asking questions.
So I go and I look on Facebook, and she died in 2021 from an overdose. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, dude, it is crazy how many people are just like,
yeah.
Dude, our generation are dropping
a little
like
wild
flies from the stuff. So yeah, sorry.
Yeah, fentanyl is the drug that everyone warned you about. The other drugs weren't. Fentanyl
that was the dare stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta stay so away from that stuff. It's just unfortunate, and a lot of these people are getting hooked to buy pharmaceutical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Where was I going? What was I saying before that? Oh yeah, what I've been.
She's dead.
She's dead.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Rest in peace.
Rest in power.
She left two young daughters. That sucks too. Yeah.
Oh man, that's.
But it's like that's more and more happening.
Right. Do you think they'll do drugs?
The kids?
Yeah. Someday.
I mean,
maybe. Okay. We can move on.
I hope not.
Yep.
I hope. Once an evil gets like put in to like the zeitgeist of your family line, it's hard to break off. Mm-hmm. And not that it's not. I'm just saying I've seen that pattern. I'm old enough now. I'm starting to see patterns. Mm-hmm. Here and there and there and there. It's like once something gets entered, it takes a lot to cut it off because once you have this happen, then it's so much easier to. For example, I'm not going to name names, but I see. Let me just say this: this person comes from a broken family. Okay, no longer their parents split up, but I'm seeing that person do the same thing that broke that family up, whether it's attitude or the way they treat someone. It's like, can't you see that's what broke up your mom and dad, and you're doing that now? Like, why are you doing that? Because it's a pattern they just grew up with it. It was normal, But yeah, you're right. Fentanyl is the drug that Dare should have been talking about, but they didn't even know. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm not doing cocaine. The thing I've been doing recently.
Oh, good.
We'll bring it full circle.
Right back here.
Thank you so much.
What have you been doing?
I'm so glad. Especially, I've been telling everyone I know, like, dude, if anyone is doing pills or anything, talk to them. This is the time to chat with them because they're alive. They have a problem. They're alive. Blah blah blah. Okay, yeah. What have I been doing, Lincoln? This year, I've been really enjoying fasting. Isn't that weird? Not weird, but
it's not weird. Tell me more.
That's what. So it hasn't been every month, but almost every month. We're in May. I think I've fasted almost 5, maybe 6 times. No, 4, maybe 5 times I've fasted this year. Long, extended periods of time, just like 100 hours not eating. It's been
that's pretty incredible,
wild.
Yeah.
I haven't done 100 hours each time. I did 100 hours at the end of Sober January. So I ended Sober January. Yeah, can you grab me one too, dude? I'll take one of those as well. Give me one of them fentanyls.
Another round of Bud Lights.
Yeah, another round of Bud Lights. So I End of sober January, I'm like, okay, how do I end this sober January with a bang? I'm going to go 100 hours.
Cocaine.
No food. Yeah.
And sober January with a bang, dude. Come on. Yeah. Fentanyl. Let's go.
Let's go.
Don't die. No, don't do that.
Yeah, please, guys, don't. For
Just
real.
do a little bit.
These are jokes.
No, don't do any.
Don't need
That's right.
Yeah. And, bro, 100 hours, it was crazy. I went through a whole roller coaster of, I think there was parasites living inside me that died because they didn't get any food for a certain amount of hours. And then by hour 72, I'm now consuming those parasites and going on a like metamorphosis of an experience where I'm touching the little sky and the colors around me are things I can smell. You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
It was sweet. And I was like, yeah, how many parasites are living inside of us? And then if you just cut off food for literally 72 hours, they die. And then you then take the death toxins that were inside that they're releasing, and now you're experiencing those. It was wild, bro. But yeah, fasting's pretty cool.
That's cool. Glad to hear it.
I just came off one a couple days ago. And so, let's see.
That also seems like a harmful drug. Fasting.
Yeah.
What if you get hooked?
I know. I might be flirting with it, bro. I'm definitely.
I don't know.
Yeah.
First the coffee, now the fasting, then the fentanyl.
Yeah. Have you ever fasted for a long time? Like a long period?
Not like 100 hours.
You did the intermittent fasting.
Not like, I don't know, not like more than a day. I don't know.
Because you definitely did did you do intermittent fasting for a while?
Yeah, I did that for a while.
Yeah.
I just eat once a day.
Yeah.
And wouldn't I don't think I would mix anything with my coffee in the morning then. So I wouldn't
Straight
break
black.
it. Yeah. Yep. I wouldn't break it in the mornings.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was good. It fit really well with my lifestyle, fit with what I was doing. I feel like it benefited me a lot.
Yeah. The discipline of it. I don't have to eat because my body tells me to eat. It's crazy.
Yeah, you're kind of pretty enslaved to your cravings, urges, your physical nature. I think kind of our collective relationship with food drives that. I think it's a little bit intentional on the from the people pulling the strings, I guess.
Yeah, lizard people.
Onto the lizard people. The lizard people don't want you to be an independent person who can think and reason for themselves and revolt against them. And so what do they feed you? A bunch of things that distract you from that and don't give you the energy to do that and cloud your thinking and give you mental illnesses.
Yeah.
And so they don't want you eating vegetables and meat. Because people who eat vegetables and meat can't be conquered as easily, you know?
Isn't that wild?
And even the vegetables and meat, they find ways to make them so nutrient deficient by planting them on the same soil they have for years and years and years. So there's nothing left there. Or putting hormones and stuff in them. I don't know. It's a whole rabbit hole.
Modifying.
You can disagree with me. That's fine. You're just wrong. I don't know. I've gotten to the point in my life where I don't care when people are wrong about things.
Yeah.
I'm the only person who knows anything that pertains to me, you know, I don't know things for other people. I know about me though. And so when it comes to things in my life and what I'm choosing to do and how I live my life, I'm the one who knows best here. There are people in my life who speak truth in my life and I listen to them.
Yeah.
Cause I started listening to smart people, but you can't tell me what's good for me.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
You don't know me. Yeah. Well, you may have an idea. Dude, it's crazy how many, when I was younger, I would be like, oh, this person says something. They're an authority. Obviously, it's true. Bro, the amount of times I'm realizing how many lies that have been spoken in.
No one knows what they're talking about.
No one knows.
Except for me.
Yeah.
I'm the smartest person for me to listen to.
Yeah.
I have smart ideas. I should have followed through on more of my smart ideas.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but you doubt yourself.
I
Or
do.
you listen to other people who tell you, listen to me. Listen to me. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, the whole, I was going to say, one of the reasons why I think Alice and I got pregnant so easily and so well is...
It's because you had sex. That's
That helps.
Sorry.
I'll say that. That definitely helps. But it's because we were eating from the garden all summer. Like we were eating our own nutrient.
100%.
We
food that gives you life
from the nutrients that was like our compost and stuff. It was so nutrient dense,
Yeah. Your garden is part of what like really got me to see that. I sort of like knew all that before because like my parents, my mom's kind of a little bit of a hippie.
Yeah.
Their own food, a lot of their own food is grown from their ground, from their soil, and so I kind of knew all that. But like the reminder of like you can do it in a really like efficient modern way, like the way you guys do it. And it's not even modern; it's ancient.
It is.
It's the way it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
And seeing that as a contrast to like everything that's in the grocery stores, it's like, oh yeah, there really is something here. It's really, really worth it because I can't trust anyone else to give me this fuel that I need.
It's wild. Yeah. And the systems that have been built for us are starting to degrade. So and we realized that in COVID. We talked about rabbits.
Yeah.
We've talked about that before.
And it impacted our decisions moving forward. Like that was part of why I got the house and like where I got it. Cause at the very least I could be poor there and grow a lot of my own food and live off the land if I needed to.
100%.
Help me justify the decision.
Yeah, no, you got a cool little spot.
It's fun. It'll get better with time.
Yeah. It just only gets better. It's like a fine wine. It just ages. It ages. Yeah, dude. So I really think a lot of people we've talked to, they had to do prenatals because they are nutrient deficient to even get pregnant.
Yeah.
And we didn't have that issue.
Yeah.
I mean, we were like,
that's
pregnant.
awesome.
You know what I mean? So the garden has been such a sweet thing. And the other thing with the garden is I start to see the patterns. I mean, we talk about patterns, but the garden is such a metaphor for life in a lot of ways. There was this plant that someone gave me. They're like, hey, can you doctor this? I'm like, I mean, I can't, but Allison can. She's the green thumb of the family. Like, we grab it. I'm like, I think this is in too small of a pot. She's like, yes. So I'll show you a picture. She pulls it out of the pot. And the roots, there was no dirt in it. It was just all roots. And I'm like, sometimes we need to be transplanted to a different place, something bigger, something different, to be able to grow better, And
buried up to your neck in like soil so you can grow better.
Yeah, buried up to your neck in crap sometimes because crap is the thing that'll make you be strong. I mean, it's great. I'll show you this. Yeah, you'll love this pic.
Whoa, look at all those roots.
It's
all roots.
It's literally all roots.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it's just like, and they're healthy roots, but and that's just something I saw 3 days ago, right? And it's like the seeds and the seasons and the nutrients and the sunlight and the there's all different things that and if you look at the like the Christian biblical worldview, right? We started in the garden. I see why we were started in the garden because the garden has so much to life.
We're plants.
Yeah,
I mean,
in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the whole like resurrection thing, we die. Christ dies to give us new life, like to actually give life. Like you see that all the time. It's just crazy. It's like I'm seeing these patterns all over the place. It's cool. The garden's cool. So if you haven't, guys, freaking just put a plant in the ground. Whether it grows or not doesn't matter. You're doing something. Yeah. The worst thing that can happen is it doesn't grow, and if you don't plant something, you're already at the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah, you miss 100% of the plants you don't plant.
Right, exactly. Anyways, I'm talking probably too much. This
no, it's fine. Better. It's your podcast. You're allowed to talk the whole time.
Yeah, but I missed you, bro.
No,
I missed you. It takes me 3 beers to say that, but
oh, that's cute. I missed you too.
Yeah,
I miss our crazy, carefree antics.
Yeah,
I don't miss going to the bar twice a week.
Right.
We had fun though.
It was fun.
I miss the fun, but
the pictures.
Yeah, I'm cool with like we
once a summer.
We mentioned it earlier in the podcast. Like so I've gotten to the point where like if you don't share my values or we don't agree on things, and if you like hate me for who I am, I'm not incentivized to give my money anymore.
Yeah.
And so like if certain establishments take certain viewpoints, it's like we don't really agree. You can do your thing, but like I I have my conscience doesn't give me an easy time supporting. Like I feel like, conflicted about it. So like, and going back to what we talked about also saying, if I'm the person in my life that I should be listening to, like I shouldn't do things that violate my conscience.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm cool with not going out too much anymore.
Yeah. That's why I only go out to Hacienda. It's the only place that has my values.
Those values are family, fun, and margaritas.
Yeah. Mucho. What was the billboard I saw?
Ranch.
Ranch. I love ranch. Dude, it really does line up with me. The billboard I saw the other day is mucho margaritas, or much margaritas, mucho kiddos, or something like that.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
not with those nutrients is.
I don't know.
What's the nutrients inside of one of those deep fried tortilla chips,
They're good though.
They're tasty.
They're real good though.
They're real tasty. Mm-hmm. No, I feel you. It's tough. I go. Alice and I have been going to the Goshen Brew Co. On Wednesdays for live music. I really enjoy it just because of live music. But it's like, how I feel about Goshen.
And it's not. Excuse me. It's not really even you initiating that.
Yeah.
It's
pushed on you.
Yes. Yeah. It's a pretty. I don't know. They say if you don't support these values, don't come here. You're not welcome. Like you hear artists, musicians say that all the time. Like, hey, if you're not for whatever this issue is, don't come to my concert anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
If you're not for white supremacy, don't come to my concert. Dang it, dude.
And all I'm trying to do is, separate from the art from the artist. Like they're white supremacists, but like, hey, we also listen to R. Kelly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Or Kanye.
Or Michael Jackson.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
You know who I was listening to the other day?
Please tell me.
Ray Boltz.
Okay. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Okay. We can.
Nice.
What's the next?
Very cool.
Next segment. Let's go.
Very sweet. Yeah. Ray Boltz. Are you familiar with Ray Epps?
No.
The only Ray I know. January 6th or something. Not really. I'm not plugged in, dude. I'm like the hombres.
The thing that the CIA did.
Yeah.
And they're not releasing footage on it because it proves that they did it.
Yeah, I have no clue. No, I feel you on the. It's hard. It's like, do I really want to buy a Ford? Do I really care about Bud Light? Do I really want to do that stuff? And in some levels, like these big corporations, they are pushing their values, but also their product is not great.
It's easy to do without, and so like,
it's been fun to just like
when it's Bud Light and there's a school shooting the same week.
Yeah,
I'm not saying like all trans people are radicalized like activists, but it's hard to see those two things right next to each other, and like without even much of an acknowledgement to like the people whose children are dead now.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
like the Covenant Christian School thing, and then like that they happen so close together.
Yeah,
it's like, man, this sucks.
Yeah,
this really, really sucks.
That's that spotlight we were talking about.
Obviously, not all trans people are school shooters.
Yeah, actually, I mean, percentage wise, most of them aren't. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at the amount of white men who have shot up schools versus the amount of trans people, it skews it more.
It's close.
It's
real close. There's just so many school shootings. Yeah. It's hard to keep track of them all.
Yeah, it's wild. Dude, you know what's wild is the amount of people I've talked to who were not weird. How do I say this? Who are not your typical person who's been talking about homeschooling. I have had more individual conversations with people who are interested in homeschooling who are not weird.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because previously the stigma of a homeschooler was a certain thing, probably real close to a trans school shooter. Right?
Yeah.
But now it's like, as someone, we were both homeschooled.
Yes.
And so people are talking about it now.
Yeah. And you can kind of weigh in at like a deeper level and they'll listen. Where in the past where you'd say if you're homeschooled, they're like, oh, you're normal. You know, that was the comment I got.
Yes, that was the compliment. It's like, oh, you seem so like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't I be?
Normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is normal? Also,
yeah.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you were public schooled? And wow, you seem so normal. That should be the like. Anyways, I've had that conversation a lot with people recently, both people whose parents were teachers, who grew up in the public school.
Oh man, public education, guys.
Yeah.
Do you think there are any teachers that listen to your podcast every single episode?
No clue.
You don't think so?
I don't know who listens to my podcast. Guys,
really?
Thank you so much for listening. I hope
thanks, guys. Thanks for listening to Tim's podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Talk about.
I don't know. I don't think I believe in public education anymore, even a little bit.
I think even public educators don't believe in public education even a little bit. The ones that I've talked to multiple school teachers who said, "This is my last year.
Good.
Never going back."
Why would you?
Yeah.
It doesn't. Pay's bad, treatment's bad, representation's bad. Like schedule kind of sucks.
I've talked to public school teachers who said, "I'm going to homeschool my kids." Can you believe that too?
Intelligent people don't stick around in positions like that.
Yeah.
Who do I want educating my children? Intelligent people.
Right.
So why would I send them to a public school?
Yeah.
I feel the same way about about Grace College in general. People who stick around in Grace College.
Yeah.
Go get a real job in the real world and learn some real things.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think even higher education is good.
How can someone who went to a college and then went immediately into public education instruct your children on the options they have for professions when they pursued this one thing their whole life with a very narrow scope to it?
Yeah.
At that, it's not like it's like a general sort of degree. It's a very like you go and public education, whatever you specialize in, is a specific thing. What are you going to be able to teach my kid about like learning how to run a business?
Yeah.
Or like
psychology or like 100%.
It's like what like not only anyways.
Tell them. Say it, dude.
I think teachers are dumb.
I love it.
I think I'm smarter than most of them. And like I don't have a college degree. I'm pretty proud that I don't have a college degree.
Yeah.
I'll wear the badge of college dropout my whole life and being successful in spite of it.
Yeah. It spurs you on.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm not trying to offend people who are teachers.
Get them.
I'm really not. I've met some nice teachers.
No, there are some really nice. There's a lot of teachers trying to do really good stuff, and I feel for them because they are not.
It's definitely more of a service thing instead of like a job.
Yeah, it's ministry. Legitimately, at some point, it's ministry. Like you're not getting paid anything, and it is an awful environment.
Non-for-profit.
Yeah, it's not for profit. Like God bless your soul. The only way you're getting through this is God, or on the other hand, you're into children. Like you're either a child predator.
Yeah,
it's
a lot of
ministry.
Really, like I like kids, but I don't want to hang out with anyone's kids.
Yeah.
I mean, like what? Like for 40 hours a week, I don't.
Yeah. This is just wild, man.
Yeah, I feel like teaching is something you have to be called to.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think there's so many good teachers. The cool thing
it's the model too. You don't like what is actually useful about school for most people.
Yeah.
Like not a lot.
I'm learning so much now because I want to learn it. And it's like they're de-incentivizing. The conversation I was having is like the teacher I was talking to, she's like, I can't even do games. Like I'm not allowed to have games. And these kids, everything is so serious. They come in early as can be. And it is like, listen, this is serious. We need to make sure your test scores are high so that we get more funding. Like it's just putting burden on these kids. And they're like, we don't care. Why would we care about a test? Can we have fun? They're like, no. And they're like, okay, we're going to sit here and sleep through class until 3:30 rings. And then we're going to go play video games all night long. And then we're going to come back to class and sleep. Like that is the time they sleep is during class. And so it's just like, because they want to go have fun. They don't want to learn, because learning isn't fun anymore. It is we have to get these test scores. We have to drill this stuff in you.
But like work isn't fun. There are a lot of things about life that aren't fun, but it's still good to do. And so I don't know if it's the fun, not fun part that bothers me so much, but like what exists as far as like things that help you be more resourceful in real life? Do you learn how taxes actually work?
Yeah.
Do you learn about like consumer economics? Do you know what I mean? Are you given options to learn like programming? Sometimes you are.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Or things like that. It's just
I've never been in public school, so I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just speculating right now. I see the evidence. Yeah. I know a lot of people who've been public schooled, so drawing off of a lot of people's stories. You can tell me that I'm wrong. It's fine. I don't care.
How can they tell you?
I don't.
At Link in the Dare.
At Link in the Dare on Twitter. You can tweet at me if you so choose.
Dude, I really have enjoyed. Let's switch the subject. Jumping over to Twitter.
I feel like if I keep talking about this, I'm going to make a lot of people upset.
Get them.
It's like, man, you're just teaching kids to be factory workers and
all 30 listen, get owned.
Uninspired hourly laborers. It's where public school goes, man.
Yeah, but then you have a recession, and so all you can do is head right to meth. It's just where we're at, man. It's unfortunate. Talk to me a little bit about Twitter. Why is it so addicting right now? I've really enjoyed it. That's my app of choice.
The For You page that populates and grabs a lot of stuff that they think you're interested in. It's like an endless well that you can just keep reloading and it's part of it's outrage too. Like there's all
social media.
There's a negative side to it, but it instead of manufactured outrage, it's like outrage that makes me actually upset because it's like real life stuff, you know?
Yeah. Gotta work on your algorithm.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who would have thought liking all of Matt Walsh's tweets would lead us here?
Yeah, Matt Walsh is like I see him. There's a what's the verse where it's talking about sitting with us in the seat of mockers or sitting with mockers who are just mocking things all the time? There's a proverb about it.
I probably wouldn't put him in like the Christian pool probably.
Yeah.
I don't know where he stands spiritually.
He's Catholic,
but
definitely not Christian.
Yeah, so I don't know where he stands spiritually. He definitely doesn't come with like a conservative evangelical. Like he's like a political conservative.
He is, yeah.
I feel like that's the lane he's in.
Yeah, he's in the blaze. Yeah, Matt Walsh is interesting. I just see him mocking things all the time. I'm like, okay, I can't consume that. I really can't.
It's negativity.
I enjoy consuming conspiracy theories more than political commentary. Fun. Yeah, because it's like part of my life, I'm like part of my view of that is like, yeah, this is all garbage, but man, this is fun garbage compared to this is all garbage and it makes me angry. You know?
I don't really think conspiracies are like garbage.
Some of them definitely are.
You think so? What's the most garbage conspiracy you've heard lately?
That's a good question.
They just all seem real to me anymore.
You really? Yeah.
Yeah.
You've taken the wrong path, brother.
I didn't say I thought they were all real. I said they seem real.
They seem real, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is the one that has gotten me? There's some stuff. Let's see here. I don't know. The ones that I watch are the ones that I'm like, oh, this might be interesting. The other ones that like may not, I don't even consume because I'm like, I can't even believe this. There's been some demolition stuff. Okay, yeah, that's a great question. So I've seen some demolition stuff where they put the like one of the towers that get hit by the planes, right? And it falls down compared to another controlled demolition, and they put it side by side. So I'll see that, but I'm like, I personally don't even know if any of this is even. I don't even know if this is the actual tower. Like I have no clue what this is. You're just putting two pictures in front of me and telling me a narrative. So there's some of that stuff that I'm like, maybe not, but I don't even pay attention to it. The one that got me recently is I was listening to someone explain to me how Elon is the Antichrist, and I was like, dang, this is way too real. Like,
I don't know.
Dude, Elon, and so they were explaining how Tucker Carlson. This was so great. It is so.
All right, I'm in. I'm in. Let's go.
So, if you remember, at the Super Bowl, which happened in February, Elon Musk and Rupert Murdoch were hanging out together. So Rupert Murdoch is the guy who owns Fox. They're sitting there and talking, and so this guy I was listening to, he's like, honestly, they were probably talking about how they're going to switch some things. He's like, Elon will give him something, and you give me Tucker Carlson so that he comes on my platform. Let's pull this trigger here, here, and here. They're like speculating it all out. And so, you know, he's chilling with Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch acts as Tucker Carlson. Where does he go immediately afterwards? Twitter, right? They're probably working hand in hand. They're buddies. They're sitting at the Super Bowl party together, you know? That's not why Elon Musk is the Antichrist. There's way more, right? The fact that he dressed up as Baphomet at Halloween. Do you remember that? He's just openly saying he's satanic. It's still, maybe it's not still his Twitter profile, but for sure You can start to see some of the stuff. Like he did a picture of his nightstand, and he had these replica guns. People were freaking out about the replica guns, but inside, right next to one of the guns, was a symbol, and it's one of the symbols for the Illuminati. You start to like peel back some stuff. Everyone's outraged about the guns, but if you actually look at some of the other stuff, you start wondering. Did you know that Elon Musk's parents were emerald miners way back in the day?
No.
Yeah.
What's the significance to emerald miners?
So Elon Musk, well, there's a ton of stuff. He, when he was younger, he used to trade emeralds for cash when you go to New York. Mm-hmm. So he comes from money. Comes from big pockets of money. He bought a McLaren, $1 million McLaren, when he sold his Zip, whatever, and crashed it like immediately, just uninsured. There's just all this stuff that I don't trust him. And of course he's going to make Twitter, which is so addicting and so beautiful, probably the mark of the beast. Like, I could see it possibly happening. Anyways, that conspiracy.
I feel like most people would crash that car. We're talking about the car.
Yeah, really? I have no clue about McLarens.
Yeah.
Are they pretty hard to handle?
That one, probably.
Yeah.
Early supercars like that.
It's like early 2000s is when he bought it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. That car is really expensive now, still, because they made a really low amount of them.
Yeah.
But like, it's like a race car, so it doesn't have like, I don't know, I'm pretty sure like ABS, traction control, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That keeps your car on the road probably didn't have a lot of that. So.
Oh, interesting. So it was just easy to skid this way, though. Yeah. I have no clue. Oh, dude, the other.
And also really, really fast too. So.
Oh, so you were zooming with traction.
Yeah. Probably not an easy car to keep on the road.
He's not the Antichrist.
And he was like in his 20s probably when he got that, right? Because it was after he sold PayPal.
No, it was before PayPal. But
okay.
He sold this, like, it was called like Zip 2. Zip 2 was like a Wikipedia basically. But he sold it for like 300 million, and then $1 million of it he got to. Yeah. Anyways.
Right. Yeah, like we can move on.
22 million maybe. I don't remember what the details were, but he might not be the Antichrist. But man, it's fun to like think about it.
My beliefs about the Antichrist is that no one would suspect that they're the Antichrist. Like, I think people saying so-and-so, Obama, Elon Musk, they're the Antichrist is an immediate disqualifier, because if you could figure it out, they probably wouldn't be the Antichrist.
Hitler, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. I see that.
Yep.
I definitely see that. Yeah. I saw another conspiracy about how, there's just some stuff that I'm like, this is garbo. But that's what my feed is. And it's a lot.
It's fun, isn't it?
It's a lot of fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun to look at every once in a while.
Yeah. I go down the Appalachian cryptid conspiracy hole sometimes.
Okay.
Like, ooh, what are all the monsters in the mountains of Tennessee up to?
Yeah. There, I go down that sometimes too. Like, there are definitely tunnels in places.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff out there. Things are way more wild than I think a lot of people think they are.
Yeah, it goes back to the like when someone said something in authority, they don't know jack squat. It's like, you don't know what you're talking about. You're going against thousands of years of human history, and you're saying you know best, and you're 38 years old. Like, you don't know jack squat. One of the things I've been finding out that I was listening to a podcast. They were talking about how most gods of any type of origin, 15 feet tall. And there's reference to that in the Bible. There's a thing called Og's bed. Og's bed's fascinating. I don't know if I've talked to you about this or not. Og's bed's really fascinating. It's in I think it's in Deuteronomy. I don't know but it's 6 feet wide, 15 feet tall, or 15 feet long. Sorry, not tall. And it's made of steel because wood would break when Og was in it. And there was a place that they put inside of a ziggurat. And it was a way that they would do these like ceremonial practices. It's crazy. So this is all documented. But the 15-foot tall piece, in a lot of different ancient literature all across the world, their gods are 15 feet tall, which is pretty fascinating.
Interesting.
If you look at some of these tunnels, they're 15 feet tall underneath specific places. But
they got to fit.
They got to fit.
They got to fit.
Yeah. Yeah, where your God's going to go chill, right? The other thing I've been hearing too is, are you familiar with? Man, this podcast is derailed, and I'm
It's
here
fine.
for it.
It's fine.
Yeah. This is way better than our St. Patrick's Day.
That was a pretty fun one. Had a good time.
That was good.
This is good too.
Phil came in out of nowhere. Yeah.
Phil showed up. Phil the Butcher showed up.
Yeah. What up, Phil? Shout out to Phil. Every time he hears his name in a podcast, he'll text me. Phil,
Nice.
we love you so much, dude.
Phil, we love you so much.
Yeah, you're the homie.
He is.
Yeah, he's such a good dude. Love him. Yeah, I forget where I was going, but anyways.
Tunnels, 15 feet tall.
Yeah. What is it called? Where they astro project? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
So, one of the best places to astro project via NASA, and this is all from a podcast, so I have no clue if this is legit or not, but is underwater. So, and then you have all these spacecrafts coming from.
Well, it's because
It's so dark.
and all the stuff underneath the water, like the stuff that lives underneath in the land underneath the water.
I have no clue what that is.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Oh man, sorry guys.
Gosh.
Like Atlantis, the cities and civilization below the ocean.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what it is.
Wild too. They thought it was on the coast of Georgia. I listened to this podcast about Atlantis on the coast of Georgia, but then also I've heard that it's in like Iran, which could make sense too.
What do you think's going on in Antarctica?
Why are there 7 Catholic churches in Antarctica?
Do you think
8 Catholic churches?
Yeah, you think it's to hold it in?
There's no other churches in Antarctica. They're close to the research. I don't know.
Is the church still filtering all that information, you think?
The church is on.
Like-
church is like. Have you heard of the Knights Templar?
Yeah. I watched
Da Vinci Code?
no.
National Treasure?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, Knights Templar is interesting. They follow the queen. What is the queen of the earth? Who is like Astra. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. Some of the stuff that they get into. They literally at some point just is like, yeah, God's not real anymore. We're following this deity now.
That's wild.
The Knights Templar at one point were like, we're sworn to celibacy. We're going to make sure that God's kingdom comes. And then they acquired a ton of wealth. They like got a ton of money, and they're like, skirt.
we could back off on some of these values a
We're
little
gonna be
bit.
celibate for women.
Yikes.
Yeah, it gets wild. Start looking at the Knights Templar, it gets real wild.
Yeah, they probably like their kids, don't they?
Yeah.
Wild. It's probably what Epstein was up to, for being honest.
Yeah.
Probably same. Secret society, lizard people.
Yeah.
It's all related. Antarctica,
Yeah, there's some
the pyramids.
the pyramids, ziggurats, they're all over the place. You see the same type of pyramids. You look at the serpent mounds and the burial mounds that even like the Indians would do. You look at them. Allison, her grandparents lived near an Indian burial mound. But so that's fascinating. But if you look at some of them, if you go from an aerial view, and again, they're making these way before we had satellites. They make shapes and things. You know, they have advanced calculations to be able to do what they're doing. How are they getting that info, and why are they doing it for that? You know, it's just what was going on there.
I don't know. I think probably societies before ours were pretty sophisticated.
Yeah,
Probably.
way.
There's a lot of evidence of that. Even like India having like in running water and plumbing and stuff like that way before. Yeah. So like there's got to be stuff like that happened at some point in the Earth's history.
Yeah. Like how did the pyramids get made? You know, at levels that you can't understand. We can't replicate now, or it's very tough for us to replicate now. And they did this on a mass scale here, across the globe, without communication that we know of. And then now it's all wiped out. Where's that at? And why do we care about Bud Light?
Because there's a narrative being pushed down our throats of like this. Maybe not like a full narrative, but it's just, man, there's a lot going on in 1 week, and then to like no mention of the victims, the families, anything, only publication on the shooter,
Where every
and
other
then
one,
a commercial
Yeah.
It's like, this is a lot at once. I think I don't feel like buying Bud Light anymore. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
This was a bad move for you.
That was crazy. It was right in the same line of.
And it wasn't just them. They didn't say anything other than put out the commercial. It was everyone else. There was a lot of like advocacy going on. Like, hey, we need to whatever, kids, ideology, surgeries, shooting, Bud Light commercial. It was like the last straw for a lot of people, I feel like. I don't know. Be who you are. Just leave the kids alone.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? Yeah.
Like, you don't get to pour into any other child's life that isn't your child.
Yeah.
Like, your worldview doesn't matter. Have your own children if you want to pass your worldview and values on to someone. You don't get to like tell someone else's kids how to think. I don't think. That's my opinion.
Well, it's like the Catholic Church, bro. So like Catholic Church wanted to start indoctrinating, so they've literally started pushing information back in medieval times to kids. So they would have, that's like, if they want to change a generation, they start there. And it's like, do you want to be like the Catholic Church? Like, that's what's happening right now.
I think it's eugenics. Also, I think there may or may not be a lot of transgender youth who are autistic. And so I think eugenics always exists in society. It just kind of puts on a different mask every couple hundred years. And so I think it's partially eugenics, because like, what happens when you give a child gender affirming care? They can't have children themselves usually.
Yeah.
End up sterilized. And so if you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
the depopulation, bro, I was listening to this guy talking about population and depopulation. And this goes against a lot of conservative thought. But immigration is bringing life to a country. I think that's something we should be for. More people coming in, more ideas, more mixing, more culture. And it's like, but depopulation is happening at a pretty high rate right now. It's like, don't populate, don't. What was the Elon Musk, what did the Antichrist say? To err is human, to populate is divine. So err.
What?
He said H-E-I-R. He was saying, Elon said this. He said, to err is human. By heir, he was talking like to have heirs, and to populate is divine. And I thought that was really fascinating. He really is pushing that, multiply.
He's got a bunch of kids.
Be fruitful and multiply, which is a biblical thing, and at some level. Yeah, dude. The thing that ticks me off is I see so many people getting mad at like transgenders, and I feel it's really the institutions that are pushing it, because they want to push a divide, and it's like, let's not hate them, let's not hate people. That never solves anything. There's a hatred, there's got to be some love there, because how do you coexist if you hate one group of people and the other group of people? Like if you're trans and you hate cis white people, whatever that means, right? Or cis I think cis means straight. What if they,
whatever they call us in these days?
Yeah, colonizers. I understand it. Like, we need to be able to. That's what lizard people want, bro. Is to keep you on the strings doing your thing. Like, how do you elevate and evolve past that? That's what I've been really trying to grapple with. Is how do you elevate past that? Because it's so. That road rage, when I get cut off, man, I am ready to slash that farmer's tires. Like, that's not going to solve the problem. I just need to educate him and understand that.
Yeah, you need to pull up to him in your truck and roll your window down, take your gun out, say, pull over right now. We're going to have a conversation about respecting the fire department.
Yeah, exactly. How do you have that, And I think a lot of people are going to miss the mark. As I see it coming, I think a lot of churches, a lot of groups are going to miss the mark, man, because they're not.
What do you think the future of not the church, but like the church?
Church is done.
Society
crumbles a bit. Yeah, I really do. I've seen a lot.
Like the church, the institution, like the commercial institution.
The institution. It's interesting because one of the things that I've seen from Grace College, divorce rate from alumni. Mm-hmm. We've talked about this multiple
Significant.
times. Significant. And
happens sometimes.
65% of the time, it happens every time.
Most
of the time, more. That you just want okay.
Yeah, I want to drink another
Bud Light,
a straight beverage, Spindrift.
I love Spindrift. Shout out to Aaron but dude, yeah, I can't get enough Spindrift.
They're tasty. I wonder how Aaron is these days.
He's doing good. He's turned this podcast off a long time ago.
You think so? You think he no longer listens?
Hope not.
Oh.
He is the best Twitter follow. I will say that.
He's a good Twitter follow.
I love his tweets.
Mm-hmm.
I show love by hitting love. Mm-hmm. No, but going back to the church, let me just wrap this up. I see the divorce rate from the alumni from a Christian institution.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at these churches who say divorced individuals have no ability to be, not all churches say this, but across the board, leadership, can't be in leadership. And I'm like, because of these things, they're very rigid. Mm-hmm. You know, they have this like iron fist. And I'm not saying divorce is the way to go, right? I'm not, that's not what I'm trying to say, but I'm looking at that and I'm saying the whole generation of Christian kids who grew up in the church, you've literally just ostracized them from even being a part of it. And so they can't do religious activities inside of your institution. Those individuals will have connections with God and God will do things through their life. But now you've turned them off from even being a part of, you'll hurt them. You're going to hurt them. And so I think there's still going to be a remnant of this is how it is, but I see the church dying in the institutional piece. And I think that the church as a body is not going to be a denomination here, denomination there. You're going to be able to connect with someone and be like, all right, yeah, this guy's good. Mm-hmm. Through the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit's like it's a real thing, like an actual, like I sense things. I don't know how else to explain it other than I sense things. And I got to follow that over whatever this teaching is, because the person teaching me or teaching this stuff is a human like me. And why do they know better than me? Mm-hmm. Maybe they have some more experience. And I can discern that. But for a lot of times, people haven't had to think. They haven't had to feel. They haven't had to understand. They've just had to go in, say, yeah, that's what I believe. You know, and so I think it's starting to, it's crumbling in my opinion. And I think the new church, the like healthier church, is starting to grow up in ways we're not going to see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the things that were once important just are so unimportant. Like specific rules, you have to look this way and act this way.
Yeah. Wear a suit tie.
Mm-hmm. You have to wear a dress if you're a gal.
Yeah.
Instead of pants.
Yeah.
Just like all that kind of stuff, all the really religious stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. People see through it now. They see that it's has nothing to do with just like
rules, man.
Yeah, they're just rules.
Yeah. And there's safety in rules, but there isn't freedom. And there isn't critical thinking when it comes to rules.
Yeah. Rules are easy. It's great. Everyone wants to just follow rules and be told what to do and do it or not do it.
They want to follow a process. Mm-hmm. They want to know, first, I say the name. Second, I cast the spell. Third, I see the result. They want witchcraft. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. They want a spell. Mm-hmm. And a lot of churches have been giving them a spell. Mm-hmm. Like, just do the spell. You'll be fine. And it's like, yeah, but the spell, after a while, you're going to realize that spell is not coming back and fulfilling you. Mm-hmm. You're just incantating something that is powerful in some level, but it's not real or doesn't come back and fulfill you. It's not real.
Yeah. I think my biggest gripe is just how church people treat people sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
it's humans.
If you really loved people the way you loved people or tried to get them to show up at your church, you probably wouldn't be doing or saying or acting whatever way you're doing. And it's hard to not see through that.
Yeah.
So
very transparent. Well, and I think now we see them. We're so much more connected and not connected because of technology.
It's the internet. That's why. Maybe it's an awakening of sorts, but like
if you saw someone for an hour once a week, they could play you any way that you want.
Yeah, it's the internet, and like I don't think the internet's like divine truth or anything, but it's a source. It could be a source of truth. It's a source of something.
Yeah.
Information. And so that all being there and being able to see, and you see the news stories about like sexual abuse happening in churches.
Oh yeah.
All the pastors that do the things,
Oh yeah.
And it's like all that information is there for you to like go and find and see and look at. And it's like, man, I know people are flawed and sinful, but if you you don't end up in some places if you're loving people in an authentic way from the start. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so where some of that goes, it doesn't go there if you just, love people, the way Christ loved people. You're doing it wrong from the start.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can see why people walk down that road. It was interesting when I met this lady from Denmark, and she came to a conference I was at, and we were talking. And in Denmark, there's no churches where she's at. And she's like, I prayed to God, and God told me to look up this guy. And then now I've just been following this dude because I've got this personal connection, and he has relationship with God, and he's provided me resources on the internet so I can be filled. And I'm in a place where no one else is a Christian, and I am getting filled up through the internet, through teachings from this guy who was in the 90s, who's no longer around, and I start following other people that sat under him and teach similarly. And
Is it Ravi? Is it Ravi Zacharias?
It's not. It's not. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. I've been listening to the Rise and Fall of Mars Hill.
Okay. Yeah. I know about the story because the bad Christian guys worked for Mark Driscoll.
That's crazy.
Like Toby was one of Mark's worship leaders.
That makes sense.
So like they talk about Mars Hill a lot.
Really?
Yeah. So, never like on purpose, but it's always like in the background.
Yeah. Part of their origin story.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it's wild because like I'm listening to it and I'm like, man, there's some garbage here. But then other times I'm like, yeah, I agree with Mark here. I'm listening to this like podcast. It's from Christianity Today. And at times I'm ticked at Mark Driscoll. And then at times I'm like, Christianity Today, you guys are so weak, dude. You guys are ticking me off. It just is both and. So
what's the biggest takeaway so far?
Yeah, it's the same thing as like we were talking about earlier. No, like, why are we following these rules? Why do I listen to this person in authority who doesn't know as good as me? I mean, he's a flawed human for sure. He had some anger problems. Maybe he was the one thing I really, and they didn't even make
narcissist. Probably
they didn't make this point well, but I caught it. And Mark Driscoll says, I'm going to preach the gospel. And then he sits there and said, they did a super clip of people being like, him preaching. And he's like, shame on you for not being like me. Shame on you for not treating your wife well. Shame on you for this. Shame, shame, shame. And then I'm sitting there. I'm like,
it's like, but did he treat his wife well?
Well, but let's step away from that.
Okay.
The gospel is not of shame.
No.
So if you're going to preach the gospel and his whole time is shaming people, the shame, I feel like
so you're about to be a parent. I don't know what being a parent's like.
Yeah.
But I suspect a truly loving parent does not shame their child into any sort of action or belief.
Yeah.
Like if you're talking about like authentic, pure love, that's not how that operates.
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think God would sit here. I think shame is a tool of the devil, bro. Like, how many times did you look at porn and feel bad about it because
it's power? Shame is power.
Shame is to hold you in a place because you're not good enough and you'll never be good enough. So you need to feel like crap.
Yeah. You remember at Grace, we would do the no guy is alone night or whatever, and they would make people stand up if they looked at porn or something.
Yeah.
Like
that's just shame.
Yeah, it was just all like shame tools.
Yeah.
Like it was meant to like encourage you, like you're not alone in your struggles. Everyone deals with these. every single time I had one of those, I left feeling worse.
Yeah.
It's like, this is dumb. Like,
it's not about that. And shame is definitely, we need to not be full of shame. We need to be full of freedom. Mm-hmm. So anyways, that was my biggest takeaway is, oh yeah, okay, he's not, that's what I got from it. But that wasn't even pointed out well in the podcast. That's something I gleaned. Maybe it was kind of pointed toward, excuse me. But anyways, that was kind of my big thing that came back from that.
He's back preaching.
Yeah.
I think he works at another big church now.
Yeah, another big church in Arizona now. That's what the podcast.
Gonna swindle those suckers next.
Maybe. I listened to some of the stuff. I'm like, dang, he's right on point in the podcast. I was like, can you believe he said that? I'm like, that's truth.
Yeah.
You know, I like that's the human existence is like we're messed up and also right at all times, you know. So, you know, same. Mark Driscoll's the same as a trans person, messed up and right at sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like that's.
He would be so offended if you said that.
I hope he hears this.
I hope he does too. Yeah. Hey, Mark, what's up? You okay?
Yeah. Speaking of Jay, how you doing, bro?
I don't hang out with Jay lately. Hope he's okay.
Good. We were chatting yesterday, 2 days ago. Yeah. Anyways, he's the one who started me on the Elon Musk as Antichrist. That was Jay Hinkle. So good.
That sounds like a Jay Hinkle thing.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Jay?
What's up, Jay? Dude, we've done a minute.
All right.
A minute and 2. Should we wrap it up?
We should. Yep. We should be done.
Yeah, we need to do this more often, bro.
Okay.
Not once every 3 months, but like once every 2 months.
Once every 2 months. Sounds good. I'm sure the listeners would love that.
I hope so. If you like this, guys, let us know.
If you have come to know Timon's podcast since my departure, I don't know.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, I guess.
Go back. There's 700 episodes of Lincoln and I talking.
I'm realer than you.
Yeah.
No.
I got some stuff to tell you off air, but yeah.
Let's get right into that right now.
Yeah, let's move on over to the Patreon if you're down.
All right, guys. We're gonna wrap the episode. You're gonna hear some music play, and then Timon's gonna start telling me things that he's not interested in telling you.
All right, see you guys. Wait, where can they find you? Everywhere. Twitter mainly?
Under a rock.
Yeah.
You can find me under a rock.
Smart.
Yep.
All right, peace.
Da 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 da. Hashem.